WWE 2K22 online gameplay. I just did like the Vengeance match of the day, guys. So that's like the first thing you see in the menu, just to get into a quick game, because I was trying to get into lobbies and it was a bit laggy at the moment, so it wasn't really getting me into any lobbies. But I can say that this online gameplay is super smooth, and they did really good with the past game, Battlegrounds. WWE is it called Battlegrounds, I believe. They did a really good job with the online play there, and they definitely one up themselves here, because the online play was immaculate here, despite maybe a lag or two. But the online play was beautiful. I like the way it played. I like the play style. It's very fun to play against somebody else. The fact that there's combo moves now makes the game a bit more strategic. You just can't be doing the same moves as before, or like we used to call them back in the day in SmackDown versus Raw, a same move noob. You can't do that. You can't just, yes, you could throw strikes or whatnot, but eventually I'm going to counter it. You need to mix things up. Mix up your strategy, mix up your style. There's about little bars there. Little bars, we'll talk about more, man. We'll talk about like things to know, I guess, or how to get good at this game. I'm not sure yet. I haven't thought about those things yet, 'cause I've just been playing the game and enjoying it for what it is. But there's little bars there that allow you to get a ring escape, or even just get up real quick after a maneuver. And once they go down, then they're gone. You can't use them, so you're going to want to save those up for key moments in the match. But overall, this online gameplay was a thing of beauty. It was super enjoyable. Every move just feels good. I like the camera angle. It's not, it's not like if you're watching on TV, it literally feels like you're in the game. And maybe that's what they needed to do for a wrestling game for all these years, is we don't got to emulate what's being watched on TV. We could just have it feel like a game, and that's what they did when it came to WWE 2K22. It's like, I'm trying to find the words to piece it together. So far, it's enjoyable. I haven't finished the showcase mode yet, and that is where the money is at. Despite it being short, in my opinion, and leaving out a lot of key matches and a lot of great Rey Mysterio matches, I'm perfectly fine with it. But this here is pretty enjoyable. It is. The online gameplay is going to make it fun, and if I could do different things online in towers, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not a fan of my faction. That's why I haven't really touched base on my faction yet, so I probably will touch base later on, just as long as you guys help us grow and you guys keep us fueling us to keep making videos. And I'm going to touch base on every little aspect in this game. It's been a very long day today. Got to go to work in a bit, so this is probably going to be one of the last ones of the day. Maybe talk about the soundtrack for a little bit, and then we're going to move on to other stuff. But overall, the gameplay is just phenomenal. Pun intended, because AJ Styles is in the ring. I am AJ Styles, by the way, and my opponent, who I think his online name was DRE Money Dre Money, is Big E. So I did end up winning, and hopefully we make it that far into the vid. It was a really good match, a lot of key moments, a lot of great kick out moments. He kicked out several times. I kicked out several times. Then he started to get a little cheap with it and started hitting me with a foreign object repeatedly, which I hope they fixed, because I just couldn't reverse it. There was nothing that I could do. So I ended up just running away from him using my, the kip up stuff I told you about. I ran away, came back, gave him a chop block to the knee, and boom, that's how I got my advantage once again. But it plays smooth, and that's what we want when we play an online fighting game. There's nothing worse than playing an online fighting game and it's just pure lagging. You can't win, you have no advantage when it comes to that, and it's just not enjoyable. But if I could play an online game as if the same as I'm playing somebody in person, have someone come over and they want to play with me in the screen, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like a party play, whatever you guys want to call it, like a versus a player 2. If I could play like that online with that same speed, then the game is doing a great job. Then they did a great job. And I feel like 2K is advancing, and we're advancing in the years, and I feel like eventually, not so well online play just won't exist. It is going to happen at times, depending on what connection you have and your connection strength and your signal strength. But I feel like for the most part, we're heading in the right direction, and playing a wrestling game that does not lag so much is super refreshing. Playing an online wrestling game is refreshing, because we haven't really had that pure experience in a long time. I had the experience in Battlegrounds, but it was more of an arcade style. Now I could play like the sport of wrestling. This is the sport, right? This is an actual game. There's MLB The Show, and then you have RBI Baseball. Two differences. One's arcade style, one is like a simulation, but it still feels super real, that it's fun. Because sometimes super real is not enjoyable. But they did a great job here. For 2 years not releasing a game, I guess it was well worth it. It sucks that the roster's huge, but it's depleted of certain legends and superstars because they're no longer in WWE. A key one is Bray Wyatt, aka and The Fiend. We can have both of them being mentioned. And the arenas are a bit stale. But I guess no one cares about arenas anymore. I guess that's just me. I cared about arenas just because of the entrances. I know half the match takes place in the ring, but as a kid, I enjoyed playing in unique arenas. I always loved picking WrestleManias. I never really liked picking Raw or SmackDown. It just wasn't my thing to pick those. Those are the ones you see on the daily. I like getting exclusive stuff. I like playing in the arenas. That's why I enjoyed unlocking arenas as you go, which is cool with the Rey Mysterio Showcase mode. We're going to see a couple of classic arenas. So I'm very happy that we're going to get that. Also, you have to complete objectives in order to get it. So it's not like you're just going to get it by completing matches. Some objectives are easy to do. Some have a checklist that you could just pause the game and that tells you what exactly to do, because some of them could be a bit confusing and there are amazing spots that you want to capitalize on. So, but nonetheless, you're seeing the gameplay, super smooth. Online play, I gotta honestly rate it at 8 out of 10 right now. If I give it a 7 out of 10, it's because I can't get into lobby games. They're like, it's very, very glitchy right now. But if you do a quick match, it's called like match of the day or whatever, if you do that, you're going to get into a game pretty fast with ease. And yeah, I guess you can't complain if that happens. I won't complain if that happens. If that happens, I'm fine with that. Perfectly fine with that. As long as I could enjoy a match or two in a day, I'll be fine. It's always fun. It's always fun to play a game like this because if I'm rushing but I still want to get a game in, I know that I could get a game in quickly and I could get in an online game. It's just time consuming, right? Well, it's not time consuming. MLB The Show 2021 or MLB The Show, any MLB The Show game in general, you can always do a battle royale game mode and get a game done in about 10 to 15 minutes if you know you have to be somewhere at a certain time. And then it's just if you have the urge to play a game a little bit, this allows you to do that. And there's also universe mode. You have my GM, you have my faction. There's a lot of different things to do now. You have my rise. So they did great. But the online play is amazing. This is exactly what you guys get. I could do a couple things. I could let the video play out, which I might, and let you guys watch the remainder of the match with some instrumental because I do not have the sound of the game because I was afraid that a song was going to play and boom, video's taken down. There's just music always playing in these wrestling games. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Had me on edge. As you see, I used up the little kip up stuff that I have. That's going to be major keys to your success when you play online. You're going to want to save them for the correct time. You don't want to waste them. If you waste them, when you do need them, you're going to be in deep, deep trouble, and we do not want that. We want to be able to have the edge and succeed at all times when we're playing this. We want to capitalize if you want to have fun. And of course, you know, pick your favorite superstars. Pick your favorite superstar, you're going to have fun. Don't always be overpowering, you know. Don't be the guy that picks Roman Reigns every single time. Supposedly, Roman Reigns is nearly unbeatable in this game, even though I beat him with Brock Lesnar in my first match. But if you play him in legend difficulty or the highest difficulty possible, supposedly is like a challenge in its own, kind of like the towers back in the day, which I almost overcame. But they made it like extremely hard to do the 2K towers. So, but yeah, that's what this is. Online game is very smooth. If I don't tell you it's me playing, you would think it was just two AIs. I played great. My opponent played great. We both had a good strategy. Of course, he went on with the foreign object strategy. And, well, maybe I deserve that. I'm the one that I'm not sure if I brought it out or he brought it out. But, nonetheless, I ended up capitalizing. I don't know what's Big E's overall in this game. I'm not sure if it's a lot higher than AJ Styles. I imagine it'll be identical, maybe a 90 to 92 is what I would say, because he was a WWE champ. AJ Styles is 91. So this match was very, very even in the sense that no one was overpowering nobody. It just became a thing of they got to fix probably the foreign objects, because there's just, you can't reverse it. He reversed one of mine, but how am I able to reverse every maneuver minus the foreign object maneuvers? Why can't I reverse it? So it didn't make sense. So I had a quick little get up, and I believe I did it again. I just ran away because that was the only chance I had to withstand this. So you run away, he swings and a miss, go for the knee, boom, now it's an even playing field. If it wasn't for that alone, I more than likely would have lost the match. I'm not a fan how they have like the lights like that, because when you watch a show, it's not like the stage is pitch dark when they're wrestling. So I've never really been too fond of that, like the spotlight thing. I've been to wrestling shows and that's not a thing that happens. I don't know unless I'm wrong, and I just don't. It's not a thing that happens, period. I don't think so, at least. But Yeah, but despite the foreign object reversal thing, everything is beautiful with how this plays. Can't complain. You really can't. If someone's going to complain about this game, it's way too early and they are just extremely hating on WWE and they are extremely hating on 2K because they really did good for 2 years. There's a lot of pressure when you don't make a game for 2 years because you know the public is anticipating an elite game and a great game, and they did their thing because they added a lot of different features that a lot of us wouldn't have thought about, and they took away a lot of features too though. So it's just a brand new game. It takes a lot of adjusting to do. If you're like me and you like combat games and you love wrestling games, and you're gonna adjust quickly just by playing, it's gonna be ABC 1 2 3. You'll figure out what certain things do and how to do certain things. Like the stamina is not as, it's not like the other one. You have stamina throughout the whole match, and I like it like that. I was never a fan when it would just lower. Guys, like, yo, this is, I get it, but it's a video game. So they kept the realism in it as well. They took away some of the real stuff, but they still managed to keep it the same and have an arcade feel. Beautiful game. I really hope people do amazing community creations, which I have to go and download some, because I just hate playing in the stale venues, and I hope it allows people to create shows and make it easy for them to, like, you know, play in the old SmackDown arena. That I don't have to like download the arena and then go and make a show just to play in it. So maybe things have changed. Maybe the arenas come with the show. I mean, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe some of you don't. But that's for me, that I like doing simulation matches for pay-per-views. And people always make pretty good arenas right before certain pay-per-views start. So this is the beginning of the end. This was the entire match. Of course, I told you guys I walked away with the W. I love the pinning system after special moves. It was pretty, there's a thing of beauty. The match was good in itself. Props to my opponent. We got 4 stars, 4.5, I believe, or almost 5. So it was fun. So guys, leave a like, comment, and sub, man. JC from Fittest Gamers. Remember to brush your teeth, wash your hands, and clean your ass. Shout out to the entire FG fam. God bless you all, and I'm officially logging out. Deuces.